Hey, I'm going to start out this morning with the lovely vibrations of the heart chakra. So, I don't know if you guys can hear it or not, but it is vibrating at the level of the fourth chakra. And I'm sure there's like the hertz or whatever, but I can't remember. I love these to kind of get me in tune and feeling in a certain vibration. These particular ones I got at Vibes Up, and if you're interested in finding them, they're super cool because they're treated with high vibe gel, as it were. What is it called? I don't know. Anyway, they are on at dailyalchemy.com under free resources, under magical resources. You can check them out. You can buy tuning forks in a lot of places, but they're really good just like dive into meditation or just to kind of shift your energy when you're feeling kind of blah. If I'm feeling and my energy's low, I will take this thing out and you can just feel the vibration of it. But let's see, I'm gonna stop it. Oop, that's not what I came to talk about today. Today I came to talk about letting your goddess speak, or your God, or your higher self, whatever works for you. I was walking last night at the gym, and actually on the track outside the gym. I like it so much better because I like to be out in nature, and a thought popped up to me, just kind of a memory of, I used to go to Christ Church Unity Church in Augusta, Georgia, very regularly. It was like, I started going there when I was 22, and I was kind of going through my spiritual awakening, and there was a minister there. His name was Reverend Dick, and he's since passed away, but he was a beautiful, beautiful light in the world. I adored him. I remember I went to all his Wednesday night classes, and he used to he loved to play Smoking in the Boys' Room at church, and I just thought, oh my gosh. And this man taught me so many things: how to vaporize clouds, how to manifest, how to make a treasure board, so many law of attraction, positive, spiritual practices that, yeah, he was my very first mentor. And though he wasn't a coach, he was a minister. I spent a lot of time out on the deck behind the church just chatting with him, and he saved my life, really, because at the time, I mean, I guess I saved my life too, because I was in a really bad, dark place. Things had happened in my life where I was kind of desperate to change and shift at 22, and he was definitely a catalyst for that for me. And so I think about him and some of my other coaches, and that's what I want to be for other people in the world, a catalyst to let them see their own light and their own power and their own divinity. So one of the things that he did before he spoke, I hadn't thought about it for a long time, and I noticed that when I'm going on a live stream now, I try to remember to set an intention to, share from my higher self, to connect with my heart, things like that. But this came to me last night, and I was like, oh my gosh, yeah, this is like, he was magic. He was a magic man, and I'm sure his magic is still out here in the universe. But what he would say before he started to speak was, he would say, it is not I, but the Father within who does the work. And so he was acknowledging in his terminology that the indwelling God, the indwelling Christ presence within him, like however you want to name it, the indwelling higher self, was the one who was speaking, not him. And I think anybody who's done any kind of writing, speaking, any art where you lose yourself and you create something, or you say something, you don't remember what it was, because you kind of step aside your personal personality and you allow that higher self of you to come through. It's like a whole different level, and you can feel it and you know it. Like, I know when I've completed a live stream and it came from flow from the goddess within. I know when I've written a blog post and it came from flow, the goddess within, or I've done an art project or something like that. And you don't even have to be an artist, a speaker, a writer to know this, right? Anything that you do, if you're a teacher, you know when that divinity, that goddess within, that God within, the higher self within is coming through you. Like when you're teaching somebody, when you're doing whatever job you do. I mean, if you're a mathematician, holy Hannah, right? If you get in that flow, you're gonna discover so many things, and it's just a total different energy, right? So yeah, that's my goal now, is when I come out on a live stream or when I'm writing or when I'm doing anything, to let the goddess speak. Let the goddess speak through me. Not saying that I am a goddess. I mean, okay, maybe. No, I'm just kidding. But we all have a divine spark within us. We all come from magic, right? We're all made out of stardust. We're all, you know, a little bit of the divine incarnate. I like Aidan Watcher in one of his books says we are avatars of the ineffable. And so you are, I mean, you know, right? You know that there's more to you than just this body and your brain. You have a soul, you have a spirit, and you can connect with that and you can bring it out into the world. And for me, the more and more I do this work, the easier it is for me to tell when I'm coming from that space or not. And there's levels of what we allow, right? But when you're doing your work in the world, let the goddess speak through you. When you're writing a book, let the goddess write through you. When you're teaching a child, let the goddess teach through you. When you're cleaning your house, let the goddess clean through you. You can let that higher self energy flow through you in everything that you do. And it's really simple. It's just a practice, right? An intention that you set. And it's kind of like Abraham Hicks, they do the segment intending. So as you go through your day, before you start doing that next task, just set that intention. You know, let my higher self speak through me. Let my higher self act through me. Not that you're any lower than your higher self, because you are your higher self, right? But the human part of us is definitely necessary. The human physical part is definitely necessary, but our higher self is also part of us. And a lot of times it's the part that has less fear. There's, you know, our higher self knows that everything is okay, right? So our higher self can really tap into taking fearless action, being unapologetically us, because it doesn't have all of the human junk wrapped up in it. Not that we're junk, but you know, we get a lot of stories that we take on. So when you change and you shift into that energy, that otherworldly energy, that spiritual side of you energy, the work that you do comes from a different level, and people can feel that. You can feel that. The energy feels so much different from someone who's coming from that space than someone's coming from a different space. And even, you know, the energy feels different, the result feels different, right? If someone paints a picture and they're in, like, you know, a not flow state, but if someone else is like channeling their inner goddess while they're painting, the paintings have a whole different feel, a whole different energy, and you can pick up on that whether or not you know that's what it is. I'm sure a lot of the people who watch my videos do know, because so many of the people in my community are empaths and already know a lot of this stuff. But isn't that the energy that you want to put out in the world? Your higher self's energy. So I would just recommend to start doing that, to intend before every step you take, to put that energy, to let the goddess speak, as it were, and let the goddess come through you and do your work from that energy, from that place, from your higher self. And it just starts with an intention and practice. And so you just keep doing it, right? Every day. And then, like, what if you forget? For a week you forget and you're like, I'm just doing everything from the mundane level. I have been, and it's been hard and it's been slow and it hasn't been working as fast. You don't go, oh, bad me, I have not been in my higher self space. No, you just go, oh yeah, I'm human, I forgot. And now I invite in my higher self, and I'm going to come from that energy of my higher self, and I'm going to allow that to flow through me as I do my next work, whatever I'm doing in the world. And you know, you don't have to save it for special things like art, because our whole life is our art, right? A life well lived is a magnificent piece of art, and you, dear one, are also a magnificent piece of art. And even on those days that you're totally out of flow, you're still beautiful, you're still magical, and it's, I don't know, it's all good. I'm feeling very grateful lately for realizing that being in flow is beautiful, being out of flow is beautiful. While it is my intention to allow myself and allow the goddess in me to speak through me as much as possible, I also love and adore the human part of myself and know that it's okay. And you are the same. You are perfect. You are okay. Whether you are in a high vibe state or a low vibe state, get in a low vibe state and get out the boom. Or whatever it is, right? Take something to shift. Step left, as some of them say when you get out of alignment. Hit the tuning fork. Take a breath. Whatever works for you to just change that state, and then make your new intention and go create some magic. All right, have a magical day and let the goddess speak through you.